To commemorate this hot spring trip, the Silver Dragon Queen decided to take some photos with her camera. However, I remember there were still some photos in the camera that I couldn't show her. To avoid being discovered by her, I convinced her to let me use this camera to take photos for them. I stood in line with her to help my daughter buy drinks, and she gave me a small gift at that moment. Meanwhile, the daughters were sitting on the bench chatting together. At this moment, some secrets of the eldest daughter were also revealed. The entrance passes through the porch, and there are open kitchens, open attics, and large French window. Going further inside is an incredibly luxurious bedroom. Pushing open the back door of the bedroom leads to the hot spring, where tourists can see the night view. After entering the room of the hot spring hotel, Roswitha pulled open the curtains. The sunlight outside the window quietly shone in, making the entire room much brighter. There is a very large hot spring at the back door of the bedroom. Clear spring water slowly flows down from the rockery. Listening to the sound of spring water can make people feel relaxed at this moment. The whole room looks very spacious, and the decoration is also very beautiful. The ceiling is dominated by brown as the main color tone, and there are also some patterns as decorations. The room has a huge French window. Looking out from the room, tourists can see a very beautiful scenery. Roswitha turned to look at Leon and said to him, "The scenery here is quite nice, right?" Leon entered the room carrying his and Roswitha's suitcases. He looked around the room and also thought that the environment here was very good. However, when Leon heard what Roswitha said, he felt a little confused. After all, as the Silver Dragon Queen, Roswitha should also have the opportunity to visit here. He asked Roswitha, "Have you never been here before?" Roswitha crossed her hands in front of her chest and shook her head gently. She answered Leon while looking at the scenery outside the window. "No, it's also my first time here. Previously, I was busy dealing with affairs of the Silver Dragon clan, and didn't have much time to take Noah and Muin out to play. In the past few years, due to dealing with various matters of the Silver Dragon clan, it has been difficult for Roswitha to have the opportunity to go out and play with her daughters. Thanks to winning first place in this sports meet, she was able to free up time to spend with her daughters." Knowing how rare this opportunity for an outing was, Roswitha decided to do something. "So, I bring a camera with me this time, and will take some commemorative photos for them later." She said these words with a smile on her face, as if she could see the happy scene of Noah and Muin playing together. When Leon heard Roswitha's words, his suitcase instantly fell to the ground. Leon's face showed an uneasy expression. He was surprised by the camera mentioned by Roswitha. He seems to have remembered something bad, he said nervously in his heart. "Camera, is it the one I used before?" Leon quickly opened the suitcase on the ground, wanting to see if the camera that Roswitha mentioned was the same as he had imagined. Apart from his and Roswitha's clothes, a black camera was placed in a very prominent position. Seeing Leon find the camera, Roswitha said to him, "Yes, it's this one. This is the reward I received when I won first place in the school sports meet before." Leon nervously picked up the camera. He looked very carefully at the camera and confirmed that it was the one he had used before. During the time when Roswitha fainted, in retaliation for what Roswitha had done to him. Leon secretly dressed her up as a bunny girl and used this camera to capture her appearance. This camera happens to still hold photos from that time. He silently said in his heart, "This is terrible. There are still some photos of me secretly taking of the Roswitha wearing bunny girl clothes before. Those are divine weapons that intimidate the she-dragon. If they were in her hands, it would be ironclad evidence that I was sentenced to death." Seeing that Leon had already taken the camera out of the suitcase, Roswitha reached out her hand to him and said to him, "Give me the camera." Leon quietly glanced at Roswitha standing behind him. "I need to develop those photos and hide them before she finds out, and then delete the photos in the camera." Leon crouched on the ground and tightly held Roswitha's camera in his arms, not wanting her to take it. Roswitha looked at Leon's strange behavior and felt a little puzzled. She asked him, "What are you doing? You protect the camera like a treasure." In order not to arouse too much suspicion towards him, Leon gave her a forced smile and explained to her hesitantly, Let me help you take photos. I am very professional." Roswitha was slightly surprised to learn that Leon possessed professional photography skills. "Aren't you a professional dragon slayer? When did you become a photography expert?" Leon looked nervously at Roswitha and patted his chest proudly. He spoke to her with a confident tone. "Don't worry, leave it to me. I have been taking photos of my master's donkey since childhood." Roswitha didn't find Leon's words very strange. She closed her eyes and said to him, "Okay, you can take photos if you want. In the evening, there will be outdoor barbecue and fireworks performances here. Let's go out for a walk first." Upon hearing that Roswitha agreed to let him keep the camera with him, Leon breathed a sigh of relief. He answered her, "No problem." After resting in the hotel room for a while, Leon, Roswitha, Noah, and Muin went to play elsewhere together. They are currently taking a walk in a garden. Noah and Muin walked at the forefront, while Leon and Roswitha walked behind. Leon raised the camera in his hand and said to Noah and Muin, "Dad is responsible for taking photos for you today." Muin waved happily and said to Leon, "Yeah." At this moment, they passed by a statue of a female knight, emitting a solemn aura. The female knight statue is wearing armor that looks very hard. She plunged her sword into the ground and placed her hands on the hilt of the sword. She looked ahead with a determined gaze, as if she could see her determination to win the battle. Seeing the statue, Muin pulled Noah to the front of it. She approached Noah, made a gesture, and looked ahead. Leon raised his camera and captured the scene. Then, they walked into a forest. Many cute spotted deer inhabit this forest. Some of them leisurely stroll on the grass, some lower their heads and slowly eat the grass, and some are willing to let passing tourists gently stroke them. Muin ran towards a little deer very happily and gently hugged it. She said excitedly, "The little deer is so cute." Noah walked towards another spotted deer. She held a carrot and handed it over, saying to it, "Do you want to eat?" At this moment, Roswitha also walked into this forest. She reached out her hand and gently touched the head of one of the spotted deer. The sunlight quietly shone through the leaves on the tree and onto Roswitha. From a distance, the aura of the queen on her body became even more pronounced. Noah and Muin were stunned by the divine aura emanating from Roswitha. Mom is so beautiful. After interacting with the spotted deer for a while, they walked out of the forest. At this moment, they passed by an amusement park. Seeing one doll machine after another placed outside the amusement park, Muin felt very excited. She pointed at them and said to Roswitha, "Mom, let's play that." There are various and different colored dolls in the doll machine. After throwing the game currency into the doll machine, Roswitha stared closely at the dolls and Machine Claw with a serious expression, and began to manipulate the joystick. Muin stood beside and cheered her on. "Mom, come on." At this moment, Leon noticed the expression on Roswitha's face. He raised the camera and silently said in his heart, "Oh, nice expression." In no time, Roswitha successfully caught a doll in the doll machine. She smiled happily in Leon's direction and cheered. "Ahaha, got it." Leon also seized the opportunity and aimed the camera lens at Roswitha. Leon looked at the photo he had just taken. This rare smile of Roswitha has been perfectly captured by him.
Hi! Pineapple has a good news to tell you. My app Lullaby can now be downloaded on the App Store and Google Play. You can search for Lullaby Light Novel in the search bar to find the app. After downloading the app, you can read our exclusive novels and comics more easily on your mobile phone. If you are interested, you can download Lullaby from the App Store and Google Play.